Alright, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another collaboration beer. This time between the Two Tides Brewing Company, and they are out of Savannah, Georgia. The Finback Brewery, and they are out of Queens, New York. And Bottle Logic Brewing, and they are out of Anaheim, California. And this is their Nothing But Noise. So they're calling this one an Imperial Stout with coconut, marshmallow, and vanilla granola. It comes in at 12% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review, this can is approximately 2.5 months old. I want to give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Wes, for this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Wes hooked me up with, and he sent me 9 beers in total, 8 of which were unique, and all of them from the state of Georgia, and 5 of those were from Two Tides, and this is the only dark beer that he sent from Two Tides. However, it sounds like it's going to be a doozy. Now, I love Finback. I've really enjoyed their stouts. Bottle Logic, like when it comes to Bottle Logic, it's like their barrel-aged beers are just fantastic. So this sounds like a crazy collaboration, and I'm a coconut fiend, so I'm here for it. So we're going to crack this one open. Now, when he sent the beer mail, some of the cans were tight, so I might open them up off camera. This one, however, is not that tight, but it seemed like it was like leaking around the rim. However, I talked to Wes and he said all of them were kind of like that, which means when they were filling it, it probably got around the rim. So I wiped this one off, and hopefully it does not explode. If it does, we'll try to get in the glass and hopefully not have to clean up too badly. We'll see. Here we go. Yeah, we're fine. And I can just tell you, after cracking it, it looks like fucking motor oil. It's just, we'll see if it pours out like it, but it looks fucking super viscous. Oh yeah, that looks crazy. Look at this. I'll do like a little spinny pour here, but pouring it all in. I'm drinking this all. Obviously, it's in a can. It's not like I'm fucking saving it. Wow. That beer is insanely viscous. It's kind of making noise like a soda pop, but that looks fucking gnarly. Now that head's not going to stay around, probably from the coconut oil and the adjunct in general. But that poured out. That's pitch black. Hold it up so light. You're not seeing through it. It had a dark brown, like fudgy looking kind of like head on it that was about a finger of a, again, a fudgy brown looking head. Looks fantastic. Again, there's going to be no head retention. Usually with beers like this with adjuncts. This is out of my darker beer fridge at 54. So hopefully it's prime drinking temperature. It's staining my glass. Like, there's legs, but it's like staining the glass. That's kind of gnarly. What is that? What the hell is on my table here? To clean that later. It's like a stain. It smells like fudge. Like, it has coconut, it has marshmallow, it has vanilla granola. It just smells like fudge. It smells like rich, deep chocolate. Very decadent. And now I'm getting a little bit of that granola, so there's a little bit of vanilla and like a granola vibe. Wow. Touch of like a soy sauce umami thing going on. Some nondescript, like just roasted malt characters, but it's not as roasty as I would have anticipated at 12%. Not much else going on. Like, there's no fruitiness. I'm not picking up on the coconut and marshmallow. Maybe the marshmallow and vanilla are combining. I've said this before in prior reviews. When marshmallow is used in a beer, a lot of times I get vanilla. And when vanilla is used in a beer, a lot of times I get marshmallow. Here, it just smells like vanilla, despite vanilla granola being in here plus marshmallow. It smells like it's going to be sweet, but not like over the top. I don't know. We'll have to see when we take a sip. I will say this. I'm disappointed there's really no coconut in the nose or like distinct marshmallow, but this smells like fucking brownie batter or like fudge. It's just very rich and decadent from the nose, and I love chocolate in general, but like when you start talking about like fudgy kind of brownies and whatnot, you sign me up. So this smells awesome despite not really tasting the vast majority of the adjunct. So let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again to Wes. Well, hello coconut. Hello marshmallow. That is fucking really good. Really good. It's definitely sweet. It's definitely sweet. It might be cloying, but it's so fucking good. Wow. The body on this is straight out full bodied. It's thick. It's viscous. The viscosity is ridiculous. It's almost fudgy like on the palate. Not like more fudgy and almost like chewy than it is like syrupy. So the body's, it's full on. The body's full on. Paul over at PaTroll, good friend of mine, fellow beer tuber. He wouldn't call us thin. Let's be honest, he would, but it's not. The mouthfeel. There's a mild to moderate carbonation, but this has a soft, smooth, and somewhat creamy sensation. So the body and mouthfeel are immaculate. It's ridiculous. This is body-wise in the realm of like the Media Noche and the Pulpit Rock beer. I forget the name of it. There's a couple that I had from Pulpit Rock. Shout out the motorcycle. That will definitely come off on the mic, no doubt. It has that kind of almost you're chewing the beer sensation on the palate. So it's definitely up there. This is one of the more viscous beers that I've reviewed recently in probably the last year or two. It's fucking gnarly. The taste. So on the nose, it was, again, fudgy chocolate, and that carries over to the taste. Hits me at the forefront is actually roasted malt. Dives underneath the palate, but then after that, waves of like decadent chocolate. Again, fudgy chocolate, brownie batter, lots of sweet chocolate characteristics at the forefront. After that, though, I get a nice kick of like a somewhat toasted, it doesn't say toasted coconut, but it has more of like a toasted coconut kind of quality. Underlying cherry notes. So it almost gives me like chocolate covered cherries if those chocolate covered cherries were like the dark chocolate variety. Also, I just got hit with a note that like, I don't think I've ever said this tasting note, and I don't eat them a lot. Like occasionally you'll see them. They're a bit cheaper, but if you've ever had a mallow cup, which is basically like take a Reese's peanut butter cup, but instead of peanut butter, they put like whipped cream, not like actual whipped cream, but like a whipped like cream filling that's supposed to like mimic marshmallow. And then they got like little pieces of toasted coconut in the chocolate. That's what this beer is kind of reminding me of on that last sip. It's a mallow cup, but like melted down into 12% Imperial Stout form. I'm not getting a ton of that vanilla granola. It's more of the coconut, the marshmallow, and like the vanilla itself. The granola was in the nose, but it didn't really translate to the taste. So yeah, mallow cup for sure. Chocolate covered cherry, fudgy brownie batter, fudgy brownies, brownie batter, lots of chocolate. So a little bit of like a slightly like roasted coffee note too, but again, the roasted malt and the roasted coffee, not really that big. On the second half of the palate, it finishes with like this slightly earthy kind of hop note. And I know it's weird because in pastry stouts, you really don't get any hop character. I'm getting a little bit of a hop character. Again, it's more of a generic earthiness. This one finishes with a very mild bitterness, and it has a like semi-dry kind of finish. It helps try to balance out the beer, but it's still sweet. I will say this though. I've drank maybe a third of this so far. It's not cloying yet. It's rich, it's decadent, it's sweet. It's a dessert beer for sure, but it's not over the top with the sweetness. I think there's enough of that like earthy kind of finish, dryness, and bitterness to kind of restrain it to some degree, and that some degree is not being cloying. It's still, this is to me, I call these beers flight beers. I want like no more than like 6 ounces. So I'd love to split this with someone else. I will drink the rest of this because it's fucking delicious, and Wes was kind enough to send it to me. I'll definitely, this is not a drain pour or anything like that, but I'm glad they come in the 12 fluid ounce cans instead of 16, because 16 would be way too much. 12 is pushing the limits for me, but I would want like 6 ounces, maybe 8 at the most, but splitting this with someone else, I think you would be fine. At least I would. I'd say the negatives of this one, I really don't get the vanilla granola in the taste. I do wish there was maybe a little bit more of a dryness or a bitterness to truly balance this one out. But I'm going to be honest with you, the fucking body is bonkers. Like amazing, one of the best bodies I've had in recent memory. The mouthfeel is also fantastic. That fudgy brownie batter is fantastic. Mallow cup, never used that tasting note, never really tasted it in a beer before. And yeah, it's all here. I do wish maybe a little bit more coconut intensity, and that's a personal issue because I love coconut. I'm a coconut fiend. But as a whole, this is a fucking fantastic collaboration. And on the body alone, this would probably get a 4 out of 5. Like, just take everything away. If this tasted like nothing, the body is so fucking it's a fun thing to drink, period. It's like drinking like a smoothie or something, but like it's a 12% Imperial Stout, which brings me to the ABV. Do I know this is a bigger beer? Yeah. Does it taste like 12%? It does not. Huge fucking warming in my chest though, and I'm starting to feel it. So I could tell this is over 10. Would I say 12? Probably not if I was doing a blind. But then again, that body, there's only a handful of beers that had the body like this, and all of them are typically around 12+%. So I would say this probably drinks appropriate for its ABV, although there is no like real booziness or astringency on the palate. So Nothing But Noise collaboration between Two Tides, Finback, and Bottle Logic. We're going to go high. Why am I saying Bottle Logic like that? I'm Bottle Logic. Bottle Logic. I don't know if you've caught that, but I feel like I've said it a couple times. Bottle Logic, Joe. Fucking words. Use them. Stop being an idiot. Nothing But Noise. I'm going to give this a high 4.5 and go 4.6. This is fucking delicious. Thank you very much, Wes, for this one. I think this is the second, like, I want to say he sent me like a mint chocolate cheesecake stout last year. It was fucking divine. This is also fantastic. Like, if this is the type of stuff Two Tides is throwing out in terms of darker beers and imperial stouts and whatnot, sign me up. Like, this is a pastry stout that is still drinkable to some extent. Like, it's not like, oh, I only want a couple sips and I'm done. I'm going to drink the rest of that. I'm going to be feeling fantastic, but I'm happy about it. So huge thanks to Wes for this one and all the beers he sent my way. Such a cool guy. And he introduced me to Two Tides, so I'll be forever grateful because they're more than firmly on my radar now. Like, I want more from them in general. Price point availability, I think he said these were $19 a 4-pack. So again, these are the 12 fluid ounce slim energy cans. So even if this was in a regular 12 fluid ounce can for less than $5, all fucking day long for something that's 12%, coconut, marshmallow, vanilla, granola. Yes, like that's a great price. And I'm glad they're not in 16 fluid ounce cans because, again, I don't need a big 12% pastry stout in it. So that's cool in itself. And availability is Two Tides. I don't know, Georgia, maybe surrounding states. I have no idea. I just know here in the Western New York area, we don't get Two Tides. So if you're lucky enough to get Two Tides stuff, pick this one up. Although, pretty sure this was brewery only, or like drips and drabs outside the brewery, because I think this is one of their anniversary beers from this year. So if that is the case, and I think it is, you probably won't be able to find this on the shelves or anything. But if you got your hands on this, please post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. I don't remember what Wes said about it. I'm sure he really enjoyed it since he sent it my way. But this is awesome. For some reason, I feel like it's more carbonated than it is based on me just burping twice in fucking 5 seconds. But it really doesn't have a ton of carb on the palate. So yeah, anyway, huge thanks to Wes. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.